Hey everyone, how's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you another episode of Coffee with Coach. Hope you're up doing well, got the mind in the right place. If not, as always, let's put it in the right place. So typically don't do episodes on Saturday morning just for whatever reason. But I got to get this one today because as I'm going through my routine, I'm listening to a new video, Andy Frisella. Okay, again, if you haven't heard him, check them out. Just prepared for a lot of explicit language, but I like that. Okay, that I feed off of that. I made an episode just last week or this past week about that. Some people don't like that kind of stuff. So if you're not really into that, explicit language thing, like just never mind. Find someone else. I can show you some or give you some other guys that don't really swear on their podcasts or whatever. But Andy Frisella keeps it real. I really like that. He puts it how it's supposed to be, how it is. And in return, it just gets me up off my seat and makes me do things, right, when I don't feel like it. So I was, there's a new video titled Watch This Every Day Motivation or something like that. So I clicked on it. Really, really powerful stuff. I mean, it's stuff that I already know, stuff that I've already think about. But when you hear someone else say it in a different way, it just resonates. It sits a little bit more. And it just brought up something that was a conversation I had with a student just yesterday or whatever it was, the day before. So anyways, he's talking about making deposits into your psyche, okay? Making deposits into your mental toughness. And he talks about it's a skill set. No one's born with mental toughness. It's something that is developed. It's something that is worked on throughout the years, and over time, you just become tougher and more immune to things when bad things happen, when people do things to you, say things about you. Life just throws things your way. You're just able to handle things that you couldn't handle before because why? You just had to go through this process of just crappiness, things that suck, things that just aren't cool, things that just, just bad days. And that's what he says in this thing. I got notes all over the place. He said bad days are a gift. He said those are opportunities to strengthen you, to make you better, to give you more mental fortitude. Those bad days, he goes, if you can, get through those hard things, those days that are tough, those days, those times that suck, and you make it through all those things. He says, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, yeah, man, I'm a bad, such and such. He's, like I say, he swears a lot, but like I said, I keep it clean. There's a lot of teens or whoever, kids watch these videos, so I keep it clean, but you get the point, okay? It's a bad MF, all right? So you want that feeling. You want to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and have confidence in yourself, good self-esteem, like knowing like whatever comes your way, you're going to be able to handle things. And how does that happen? Unfortunately, you got to be put through some bad things. You're just not going to just be, like you said, born mentally tough. You're not going to just have this mental toughness just automatically in your DNA. You have to go through really crappy things and really bad things, some terrible times to have this mental toughness. And as you go through these things throughout your life, you'll just be able to handle things in the future better. When things come up out of nowhere, unexpectedly, which things happen all the time, you're able to be like, I've been through this before, or something similar. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to make it through this. This is nothing. I've been through worse. But if you haven't been through anything, you haven't really put yourself through certain tests or whatever, or maybe you didn't pass some tests in life, then you're not going to be able to have that confidence and look yourself in the mirror. And I think that's what everyone wants. Everyone wants to be able to get up out of bed every morning and look themselves in the mirror and be like, I can handle anything. I can get after anything. And listening to this stuff day in and day out, man, it's like I said, it's very powerful because I think it's something that everyone needs to hear. And that's why I'm sharing it, is that you need to make these deposits into your mental psyche, into your mental toughness on a daily basis, okay? Because he talks about these are perishable skills. He's like, he's a great example he used. He says, just like working out, right? Like if you start working out, you're building up your arms, you're building up your chest, your legs, whatever it is that you're working on, and then you stop working on those things, what's going to happen? You're going to lose the muscle, you're going to lose the mass, you're going to lose the strength, you're going to lose it all until you start working on it again. So the same thing with your mental toughness, your mental psyche, how you feel about yourself. If you're not constantly listening to the things and reading the things and going through some tough things, I think, who was I listening to? It was Joe DeSena. Manufactured adversity. Like purposely putting yourself through some tough times, then that skill is gonna perish. If you are mentally tough and you stop going through tough things or putting yourself through some tough things, manufactured adversity, then you're going to lose that mental toughness. And I feel like this is where jiu-jitsu comes in, okay? And I want to share something with you guys because I got this message the other day. This is a student of mine, been training about 2 years or something like that, right? And whenever he was put on the bottom, like most people, and you got someone your size or bigger applying that pressure on top of you, and you don't really know how to deal with it yet because you're new to jiu-jitsu, and you haven't learned how to do certain things like framing, knee shield, and all this jiu-jitsu, terminology, and learn how to play certain games, that pressure and gravity is on the person on top. It's on their side. That sucks, okay? And so this individual would always turn the wrong way, okay? He would take he would do opposite of what I was coaching him to do. I would tell him to turn a certain way, and the path of least resistance seemed like it was the other way. So he would turn the other way because it was like, that just seemed like there was more air that way. And I want to go that way, but that wasn't the way to go because the going this way would force him to turn his back and get him choked out. But if he stayed on the harder side, right? The side where there was no opening, the side where the guy is on this side, okay? Because in half guard, we're talking jiu-jitsu stuff now, but it's still related to life, right? The problem is on this side. But you see that side is like, there's not a problem this way. This seems like the way out. That's where the daylight's at, right? I'm going to go this way. Well, you turn, you give up your back, and then you get choked out. But if you learn how to handle the problem on this side and face the pressure that the person on top of you is putting on this side of you, and you learn how to, again, jiu-jitsu terminology, frame, knee shield, do all these things, get your underhook, play your half guard, and attack the problem, right, and deal with the problem, then you'll be able to handle that as time goes on a lot better. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, for the longest time, I would tell this guy, stop turning that way, stop turning that way. And I would give great examples of why, not just telling him like not to do it. I was just showing him like the reason why not to do it, because it's that way seems like it's the way out, but it's not. It's a trap. It's going to get even worse. So you need to handle the problem this way. So I got this message, and I'm gonna read it to you real quick, okay? Because it's in relationship to what I'm talking about, okay? Couldn't handle the problem, okay? It was tough. But now, okay, it goes first. Today when I rode, it kind of felt like the Matrix. In my rolls with, and I'll keep the names private, such and such and such and such, I felt extremely relaxed in half. Even when they were both smashing me, I felt relaxed, and it was like I could feel the subtleties of the way they moved, and I just kept working my position and my game to eventually get sweeps and come up on top of both of them. He goes, however, could that be a comfort of hindrance? Let's say I pulled half in a tournament, I'm so comfortable working my game from there that I never end up getting the sweep or likely, lose the match as my opponent would have the top position, okay? Then he goes on to say, can't believe you let me get smashed for months and months, but you were right. Yes, it doesn't feel physically good to have someone pressing their weight on you and having you pinned down, but gone is the feeling of get the F off me, because that's what people feel in jiu-jitsu, that pressure on top. You just want out. Like just the other day, actually, I had a student said they purposely turned the wrong way to give up the choke because they just wanted the match to end because the person on top got on top of them. They were tired, they were exhausted. And instead of dealing with the problem, they're like, let me out. So they turn purposely to their stomach to allow the person on top to choke them to get the match over with, okay? That's the wrong thing to do, okay? But this individual used to do that, used to turn the wrong way to like either get the match over with or just like think they could breathe better and then get choked out or get stuck in a worse position. So gone is the feeling of get the F off me. Now I'm just there working through my stuff. Push the knee, can elevate, I can knee bump, I can get my hand inside, I can go to deep half, I can get the underhook, I can shoulder shrug and come out the back, so on and so forth. And he's like, have a good day, see you next week or whatever. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So what happened is with this individual over time, me pushing him in the other direction to this side versus the other side, little by little start making deposits into his mental toughness, deposits into be like, I can handle this. This is the way to go. Now, instead of like, get off me, I can't breathe, he's relaxed. He's chilling. He's even saying, like, is this a problem? Like, is this going to be a problem for me? Like, I'm so relaxed now dealing with this. Like, I might lose a match because I can hang out here and deal with these pressures. Like, that's priceless. That's a priceless feeling right there, okay? I use the example for myself. Like, my students know all the time, like, if they're getting the better, they're getting the best of me in a match and there's time on the clock, they know that there's a big opportunity for me to escape, come back, and either win on points or even tap them. Because why? My mental deposits over the years of like, I've been through this before. I've been here before. I know what to do. This sucks. Like, I made a mistake. No problem. I know how to get out. And if I look over at the clock and there's a minute left, even 30 seconds left, if you make a mistake and let me loose, I will come back and I can finish the match. I've done that in tournaments. I think I talked about it in other episodes where I was in Barcelona. I flew out there and I was going up against this guy I never saw before, never heard of him. And normally, never see anyone, never heard of him. It means they don't really compete that much. So yeah, you got to respect everyone, but it's not the same as someone that you see winning all the time and like, man, that dude's a beast. It's kind of the unknown, right? I'm losing this match, the entire match. This dude's all over me. I can't get him off me. I cannot peel him off me. He must have scored 6-7 advantage because he kept making me turn to turtle. He kept making me lose my guard. I had to give up my guard position and turn. Anyways, I'm thinking in my mind, like, man, if I lose this match, I flew all the way out here to Barcelona and I'm going to lose the first match of the day and I'm done, right? And this is all going through my mind in the process, but I've been here before. I know what to do. Long story short, he let me, he made a mistake and we separated with like 10 seconds left. He's trying to run around the mat, trying to get away. I took a shot, double leg. He's trying to go out of bounds. I pull him in. I drop him down to his knees. He made the mistake of staying on his knees. All he had to do was get up off his knees and just tripod up. And he would have won. But what he did was he stayed there. I look up at the ref, horn blew, buzzer blew, and the ref gave me my 2 points. I won, got my hand raised. I went on to win the next match, take first place. And then those points gave me the points that I needed to become the #1 IBJJF Master 3 black belt for 2017 and 2018. Those moments, those days, those times, those situations are the things that will always stick with you and tell you, like he said, you can look in the mirror and be like, I can handle this. I can do this. I'm a bad MFer, right? Like I've been through these things before. I know what it takes to win in this situation and whatever it is, it can be on and off the mat. So just like my student here that was dealing with this problem and turning the wrong way, and now he's like sending me messages how relaxed he is, and it's like no problem, no big deal, and all these other things. In the situation I shared, you got to go through these things. I had a student the other day make a post. Sometimes or some days you're the hammer, some days you're the nail, some days you're the board, man. Some days you're neither one of those things, man. You're just getting smashed the whole time. But those like what he's talking about here, those bad days, those are gifts. Those are gifts. Those are things they're going to give you for you to build on and make you tougher, make you more immune to the things that are coming in the future. But you need those things. We need those things. That's why it's important to have something like jiu-jitsu in your life on a daily basis, or a weekly basis to go through, because it's manufactured adversity. It's going to put you through these tough things, through these tough times. It's going to make you doubt yourself. You're not going to think good about yourself. You're going to think your jiu-jitsu sucks. I don't know if I should do it anymore. Parents make that mistake all the time with pulling their kids out too early, because their kids aren't doing really good in the first 6 months or even the first year. They want to pull them out and go put them in soccer, or put them in football or something like that. And then they're going to pull them out of that and put them in something else, and pull them out of that, pull them in something else. And then the process repeats itself. Versus if you keep that kid in this thing and you let them deal with the tears and the hard times and the frustrations, they're going to build immune system to those things. They're going to get mentally tough. They're going to be able to handle these things, because like I tell my parents in my jiu-jitsu program, you can't follow them everywhere you go. They're going to eventually have to go places without you. And you got to have that peace of mind that my child can handle themselves if a situation occurs. You don't want anyone to get hurt, but at the same time, if your child has to use this stuff to protect themselves, then so be it. Rather the other person, the other kid, than your kid, right? So anyways, it's very important that you find ways to put yourself in a position to make deposits into your psyche, into your mental toughness, so that you can handle certain things. Anyways, I'm listening to this stuff as I'm going through my routine, and then I thought about the conversation that I had that I just shared with you, and I was like, man, this stuff has to get out. Okay, so anyways, gotta hit these weights, wash the car, and then get up into to the academy to teach some classes. So you guys have a great afternoon, great morning. Catch you guys on the next one. We'll see you.